All eyes on Doge. Big runner. To the moon. Whew. Doge still going up. All eyes on Doge. Still big runner. To the moon. Keep going up. Going up. All eyes on Doge. Dogecoin. Up, movement in Doge. Dogecoin. Up. All eyes on Doge. Dogecoin. Up, movement in Doge. Dogecoin. 42.69. All eyes on Doge. Dogecoin.
Hey everybody, Chris here on a Monday afternoon. How's everybody doing? Here we are, another Monday, another big crypto dump, which we talked about yesterday on the live stream. That's right, on the Sunday live stream. Dogecoin was hanging around up here, right below 15 cents. And then right after the live stream ended, Dogecoin dumped. But it wasn't just Dogecoin, people. It was a Bitcoin-led effort and Ethereum as well. Big dump. You know what I'm going to say. You know what I'm going to say already. So I don't know why people just don't understand what's going on. But we talk about it. We come here just about every day. I know, right, Sticky? Right? Blame Kriss, right? Hashtag blame Kriss. Some people just still don't get it. But we come here, right, and gather together, right? We gather together here to talk about this cryptocurrency that somehow we ended up buying, right? And that's what we do. We commiserate together when it's down. We celebrate together when it's up. And when it's going sideways, we all kind of go, together, right? That's what we do. What's Dogecoin going to do tomorrow? No, really, what's Dogecoin going to do tomorrow? I haven't a freaking clue. I have no idea what the price of Dogecoin is going to be tomorrow. You guys know that, right? I have no idea. If I think it's going to go up, I'll say, look, here are the things that are going on, right? Here's the news, right? Here's what's happening. But does that mean it definitely goes up tomorrow? Did I make you buy Dogecoin at 48 cents? No, I did not. In fact, I was selling a year ago. I was taking profits. I was here talking about taking profits, right? And I took profits. And yet, hashtag blame Kriss, right? So why did crypto drop, right? We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about that. Let's start with this. Extreme fear. Now, if I remember right, right? Bitcoin was made, 2009, 2010, right? And Bitcoin is actually the same today, right, as it was on October 5th when Bitcoin was selling for a price of $126,000. And it's the same Bitcoin, right, that 3 years ago was selling for about $16,000. So what's the difference? What's the difference between Bitcoin at 16,000 and Bitcoin at 126,000? It's the same Bitcoin, right? It's exactly the same Bitcoin. I was buying Bitcoin 3 years ago. I was buying Dogecoin 3 years ago. Why? Because we were ending a bear market and we were looking forward to a bull market. 4-year cycles, history repeats again and again. But it's the same thing. The crypto is exactly the same. Dogecoin is the same, right, today as it was a year ago. Today, Dogecoin's in the 13s. A year ago, it was in the 40s. It's still the same thing. So what you are investing in is a speculative asset, all right? Speculative. You know what speculative means? High risk, dudes. High risk. High risk assets go up and down in price. It's called volatility. If you can't handle the volatility, maybe you should go do something else. Seriously. If you can't handle the volatility. Now, the keyboard warriors out there living in their mother's basements, right? Anonymous on X, anonymous on YouTube, can't think of anything better to do today than to make fun of me. And I'm just like, dude, I'm trying to educate, right? I'm trying to tell people what I think is going on, not in the market, because I don't know. I don't know what Dogecoin's going to do tonight. I don't know what's going to do tomorrow. But I do know what extreme fear is. And there is extreme fear again in the markets. It's the uncertainty of a volatile, speculative asset because of world economic conditions. And here it comes. Are you ready? Here it comes. It's the M word. It's the M word. Manipulation, right? Because it's a highly speculative asset, you have actors who can actually change the price. And we talk about it all the time here on this channel. If you're new here, welcome. Most are regulars. Appreciate the support. You guys know what's going on. And all we can do is ride along. It's like a roller coaster, right? We just ride along. We're on this ride together, right? We do the best we can. There are many in the Dogecoin community that love to just talk about the fun nature of Dogecoin, right? Do only good every day. It's awesome, right? However, we're still financially involved, and it's money. And when money gets involved, right, it clouds your mind, right? And you get conflicted. It's like, do only good every day, but man, why is the price dropping? Why is the price dropping? Let's go find somebody else to blame because it's not your fault, right? It's not your fault the price is dropping. It's got to be somebody else's fault. So let's talk about what's going on. What caused this big drop? Bitcoin. What caused the big drop? So this morning, George, right? CryptoTab. Oh, Japan, right? And I talked about it a little bit this morning in my video. Did you see my December price prediction video? Right? I do the best I can just to lay out what's going on. This one, Japanese, right? The carry trade, the bonds, right? Raising interest rates in Japan. Well, how does that affect Bitcoin, right? How is Bitcoin, the price of Bitcoin, determined by what the Japanese are doing with their internal finances, right? What are they doing? It's the same Bitcoin. It's the same Dogecoin. But we got these guys, right? Another almost $1 billion, like $970 million over the past 24 hours flushed out of leverage trading. Because it's a highly speculative asset, there are traders out there who continue to gamble on the price. That's it. And because there are institutions, let's call them exchanges and market makers, that can manipulate the price. And they can work against you. And that's what they do. That $1 billion isn't like just free money. No. And I keep showing it, like the Bybit, right? We were looking at the Bybit liquidations from yesterday, and it was just like their price was totally different than what was going on Binance and others. And do you know why? Because they can manipulate the price on their own exchange and take out the leverage. And then we got Max, Fartcoin. Awesome. Max, you're wonderful. Absolute Fartcoin. Let's talk about Fartcoin. I actually looked this up. Fartcoin is down 60% from April 14th. Why do I choose April 14th? That was right after the dip of the tariff fear, okay? That's right after the dip of the tariff fear, right? Dogecoin went down to 13 cents. I don't remember what Fartcoin was off the top of my head. And the next week when recovery started, do you know what the difference is between the price of Dogecoin and Fartcoin from April 14th? I looked it up because someone else on X was talking about Fartcoin being better than Dogecoin. Fartcoin is down 60%. Fartcoin is down 60% from April 14th. Dogecoin is down 16%. 16 versus 60. And somehow Fartcoin is performing better than Doge. Max, you're looking at today because Fartcoin has been squashed in price. You're looking at today. I don't have to show you a damn thing, Max. Look it up your freaking self. I'm just saying, this is the type of thing, right? Well, Fartcoin is better than Doge. Fartcoin is a stupid shit token. Literally. Fartcoin is a shit token. Literally. So, yeah, empty out your bank account, and buy all the Fartcoin you can. Go for it, because you think it's better. Go for it. I want to see that. Oh. Anyway. I looked it up, Ryan, because I knew it was coming. I actually looked it up. So, life is great, right? What else is going on? Hey, let's look at this. So much vindictiveness. Look at this. Even Satoshi Flipper says, so much vindictiveness, spite, and anger on the timeline today. So it's not just me, right? Others are feeling it as well, because people will not take responsibility for their own actions. All of you guys who bought crypto, did somebody make you buy your crypto? No. You did it. Did you do it because somebody told you to? Well, who's that on, right? And if you didn't sell and take profits last year, when I was talking all fall in 2024 about the elections are coming, if Trump wins, the price is probably going to go up. And then there was the whole Elon and Doge thing and all of that, and the prices went up. And we were talking about taking slices of profits, even though it wasn't even 2025 yet. So, thank you, Max. Of course, when it comes to Dogecoin, real adoption, ETFs, foundation, community, all of that. So, I was just ready for the Fartcoin thing because I knew it was going to come. So sorry it was you, Max, but it was just one of those things, right? But I get it. People are lashing out. I get it. People are upset. Your portfolio's down. Got it. Everyone was talking about 4-year cycles, not just KrissPax. Everybody was talking about 4-year cycles. Everybody was talking about October and Moonvember, because 4 years ago, that's what we had. And 8 years ago, that's what we had. And 12 years ago is what we had. It always came with risk, though. It always came with risk. So Satoshi Flipper's getting it too. So much vindictiveness, spite, and anger. Red candle days bring out the worst of emotions. Yep, I get it. And all I do is I try and educate and I try and help people. And even the ones on X that I was just trying to like have a conversation with, all they came back was just stupid ass comments back, and I just booted them. I booted them off of X. I'm just like, block. You're not going to get it. I try and help. I really try and help and see what's going on. But it's crypto, right? This is crypto, right? Totally manipulated, speculative asset that you have bought. Now, many of you, I'm not going to say all of you, but many of you thought it would be easy. Many of you thought, oh, this is going to be easy money, easy profits, right? Buy low, sell high. I'm going to make so much money. Greed, right? Remember the Wall Street movie, the old Wall Street movie with Michael Douglas, right? Greed is good. Remember that? Greed is good. Well, this is what happens. When you get a little greedy, you can only look in the mirror and look at yourself. And some of you don't want to admit it, that you are actually greedy. I'm not blaming anybody. I'm just saying this is what's going on. Ash Crypto. Breaking. After 3 years, the Fed will end quantitative tightening today. QT ended today. Did you notice? Did you notice that QT ended today? I didn't. I didn't feel it. I didn't feel it. QT ends today. Look, there's an 87.4% chance of a 25 basis point rate cut in 10 days, right? We've been following that, right? Next week, mid next week, FOMC meeting. There'll be volatility that day. That is a fact. It always is. Price will go up, price will go down every time. What's it going to do after that? I don't know. What's Chair Powell going to say? Is he going to be hawkish? Is he going to be dovish? Here we go again. Same thing. It doesn't matter. It's out of our hands. We have no control over it. Stimulus checks are coming in 2026. Well, maybe not. Lark is one of those guys that kind of goes off the deep end there, right? Oh, Lark. Stimulus checks aren't coming in 2026, right? Maybe there might be some kind of $2,000 something or other for United States citizens. Maybe it's a tax relief. Maybe, I don't know. Hey, Warbs, thanks. Gifted some memberships. How you doing, buddy? Who got the memberships? Mr. MyBub? Fahadmir? Troy? The Mad Dasher? Clayton? Hey, congratulations, guys. Thank you, Christoph, for your generosity. Got some memberships today. Appreciate it. You can have all the bullish news you could ever want, and yet the crypto market is in extreme fear, right? Doesn't matter because they can manipulate the price at any time. It doesn't matter. Fed Chair Powell is going to speak today at 8 o'clock tonight. Expect volatility. There's not going to be any volatility tonight. Chair Powell's not going to say anything. He never says anything in these speeches. You look on X, he's like, oh, maybe he's going to resign. No, he's not going to resign. He's not going to resign. And he wouldn't do it during a speech at 8 o'clock tonight. No, Trump is going to fire. No, Trump is not going to fire him. But yet, blame Kriss. Blame Kriss for the price going down. It's all my fault. I made you buy crypto. Look at Michelle here. Michelle's like, look, let's see how prices are going to react when Bitcoin tests beneath that low at 83.4, right? We had that low here, 83.4. Just about a week ago. We're coming back around. We're going to test it again. Resistance? Nope. didn't hold. Bitcoin came back down. So if that doesn't provide enough buying pressure, then we're going to test the low beneath 81K for support. Yep. That could happen. All the guys with technical analysis, like Tom Crown, right? Tom's great. And Tom even said at the beginning of his live stream today, he's like, look, I sit here, right? And we look at the charts. I just look at the charts. I don't get messed up with the news. I just look at the charts, right? And we make some trades based on what we see on the charts. Some trades are good, some trades are bad, but we make it look at the charts. He has a big following, right? But he doesn't know what it's going to do tomorrow either. Tom doesn't know. Oh. Yeah, Con. And when is alt season, right? What's about alt season? And I kept making fun of alt season all summer long. I was like making fun of it. And I thought, well, maybe, yeah, we're going to have some ETH outperform some Bitcoin, and the alts will probably do a little pump with that. And we'll get like a mini alt season, right? That's what I kept saying. Maybe a half alt season. We didn't get any, pretty much. That's just the way it is. And what's happening with MicroStrategy? MicroStrategy down 56% since the beginning of October. What's happening with the MicroStrategy stock, right? The stock is getting shorted all to hell. So it's not just crypto, but it's even stocks related to crypto. And do you know why they're shorting this? Because they can. Because MicroStrategy, which owns a crap ton of Bitcoin, is highly speculative as a stock. Do you know that the price of MicroStrategy now, the market value, the market cap of this stock is less than the current value of all of the Bitcoin that they hold? How can that happen, right? On paper, the stock should at least be worth the same amount as all of the Bitcoin they hold. But nope, they've pushed it down even lower. Some may say, oh, $169. Let's buy MicroStrategy. Well, guess what can happen? It can go even lower. Just like that stupid core zone stock that's a Dogecoin treasury, right? Well, guess what? It dropped below 30 cents today. Hey, I got caught up in, I was trying to support Dogecoin, right? Support the company that's becoming the Dogecoin treasury. Man, that's like one of the worst stocks ever. And right when it gets beaten down and you think it can't get beaten down anymore, oh, it does. It gets beaten down more. Just like MicroStrategy now. Thank you, Con. Appreciate it. Yep. All price dumps are manipulation. Who said that? It was Billy Marcus, the creator of Dogecoin. All dumps are manipulation. Yeah, Billy, of course, co-creator of Dogecoin, right? Always tongue-in-cheek, always talking about how stupid crypto is, right? That's why he helped make Dogecoin with Jackson Palmer. Because it's just like the whole crypto market is just, that's just what it is. Price movements result from a complex combination of factors: investor sentiment, geopolitical news, macroeconomic data, large wallet activity. Oh, and one other thing, orchestrated conspiracy. The crypto market is young and volatile. That's what you're buying into. That's what you're buying into. Crypto's dumb. That's what Billy says. It's dumb. But yet people pour so much money into it. And if you time it right, you might get lucky. But if you expect to become rich and make a lot of money, that's on you, man. That's on you. Yep, Tofu's 5 billion new coins every year for Dogecoin, right? But yet you bought it. Why did you buy it if there's 5 billion new Dogecoins created every year? Why did you buy it, right? I never said Doge was going to $1. Never said that. I sold for profit too. Awesome, Tofu's. Awesome. Love it, man. Good job. I did too. Nope, Toss. Elon did not reply to an X post that said Doge was energy. Not that I saw. He said Bitcoin is energy. If he replied to an X post about Doge being energy also, over the past couple days, I missed that. Years ago, he said something about Dogecoin, but not this week. We covered that yesterday. Dogecoin. Cryptos remain risky assets, subject to violent cycles of rises and falls. Accepting this reality is the first step towards a more rational approach to crypto investing. As long as investors confuse natural correction with conspiracy, the market will remain captive to its own emotions. Everybody's emotions, right? The emotions take over. And I'm just like, you bought the stuff. So, and whether you listen to me or you listen to Lark or you listen to Tom or you listen to whoever, right? Dogecoin approaches critical support. And what do I say about support, right? What do I say about technical analysis? What do I say about that? I say it's all lines on a chart. It's all just lines on a chart. Doesn't mean a thing. You can draw all the cups and handles. You can run all the fib lines you want. And what do I say? It doesn't mean a frickin' thing. It really doesn't. A lot of these guys put a lot of effort into all their little technical analysis things, fib lines and stuff. I love Tom Crown to death. I think he's awesome. It's all fugazi, right? It's all fugazi. It really is. It doesn't mean diddly squat, like I say. It doesn't mean diddly squat. There's no reverse head and shoulders that's going to save you, right? It does not. A decisive close below 13 cents would expose Dogecoin to the deeper Fibonacci extension at 1.618. Ooh, do you know what price that is? What's the fib at 1.618 on the downside? It's 2 cents. It's 2 cents. Is Dogecoin going to 2 cents? I don't think so. I think there's going to be a lot of buying before Doge gets down to 2 cents. But I didn't think Clean Core Solutions, the zone stock, after it dropped to 49 and then it dropped to 39, would be in 29 cents. And it just keeps going lower. So it can happen. I do talk about X money, though, because this is a real thing. Still says launching in 2025. I show this every live stream. Here we are again. X money launching in 2025. Well, we got, 30 days left. Is Elon going to launch X money? Really? As I've always said, Dogecoin is not going to be on X money when it launches, for those that didn't get the message. But that doesn't mean the Dogecoin price isn't going to pump. But yet I still hear or see the comments, right? X money's going to launch and Dogecoin's not going to do anything. Maybe. But history shows anything Elon is involved with that may possibly have some inclusion of Dogecoin, whether realistic or not, does pump the price of Dogecoin. It does. That's why I haven't sold the remaining Doge that I have. People ask me, why didn't you sell all your Doge? I sold enough in order to buy the house that I'm living in. And the rest, I'm keeping in the market to see what happens. Is it lower? Sure. Sure, it's lower than when I sold. But this is a thing that's still out there. And so I'm still in the game. When this happens and Doge spikes, am I going to sell all my Doge? Probably not. I'm going to keep some always. It's fun. I know it's money and you get all your emotions tied up and all of this stuff financially. And it's just like, it is what it is. Dogecoin is still the 9th largest cryptocurrency in all the millions of cryptocurrencies. Dogecoin is still number 9, right? It's still there. Way above Cardano. Cardano's down. It dropped below 38 cents. Cardano did earlier today. Dogecoin's in the 13s. But you know what? It's still the 9th largest cryptocurrency. It's not dead. There's people who say, oh, Dogecoin's dead. Dogecoin's going to zero. It's like, duh. Yeah, agreed. People get mad. They were overexposed, right? And what do I always say about crypto? It's just like, don't put all your money in crypto. And definitely don't like take loans out. Oh, look at these prices. They're so low. I'm going to take a big loan out. This is financial advice. Don't do that. Because it can always go lower. There's no critical support level that's going to save you. There really isn't. Was this drop here that on Dogecoin came down to 13.2? Was that the bottom of this drop? I don't know. Maybe. We're recovering back up to 13.5. That's nice. But yeah, it's like, if a drop like this, after the other drops we've already had, is enough to cause you so much stress that you totally like lose your mental capacity to understand and learn, and instead just want to blame everybody and call other people names, then you got a problem. Then you've got a problem. So, and as I said earlier, some of you just thought it would be so easy. I mean, just look in the mirror and think about it. Some of you just thought it would be so easy. I'm going to buy low. I'm going to sell high, make a lot of money, because people do really think that. They think it's so easy. Not this cycle. Even Pax Cat agrees. Hey, everybody, it's the Pax Cat. Hey, buddy. What you doing? What you doing? Hi. Hi. In the end, whether it's a cat or it's your family or whatever you got in life, right? In the end, it's just crypto. It's just crypto. It's not the important thing in life. Right? All right, buddy. All right. You came at just the right time. Aw. What? Hey. How you doing? So how's it going, everybody? How's it going? He's just a baby. Yep. I'm the baby now. Pax Cat. Hi. Everybody in the chat missed you. But you're here now because you know what's going on in the crypto market because you hold a big bag of Popcat, don't you? He's just going to fall asleep here. Nigel, still in the green. Put your questions in the chat. We'll see what we got going on. Pax Cat knew Kriss need. Cats are amazing when it comes to that stuff. Cats are absolutely amazing. He's sitting here purring. Oh. Why is Tron so strong? That's a great question, Nigel. Because we look at Tron here at number 8, and everything in the top 10 is down like 7%, 7%, 8%, 9%, 9%. And here's Tron only down 1.5%. Tron is holding pretty well. Why is it? There's a lot of people who use Tron. Tron has a utility. It really does. Justin Sun has created something that is really useful. Not so much here in the United States, more around the world, especially Asia. Tron is used a lot. You can get Tether on the Tron network, and then you have to use Tron as your gas or your fee to move the Tether around. So Tron actually has a use. But that's all I can think of. And maybe someday Dogecoin gets to that point, but right now, it's still speculative. Even Chainlink, I know, right? Chainlink down 9.2. Doge down 9.0. Dogecoin is outperforming Chainlink. It must be better. It's all speculative. Doesn't matter. William still working, but loving the show. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. DW has 4 cats and a dog. Must keep life interesting, doesn't it? Yep, cats are good, Will. Cats are good. Everybody loves the Pax cat. Gracie just bit you. Isn't that awesome? Isn't that awesome? Crypto is life. My crypto wallet will remain on the blockchain forever. That's true. Especially when people say like Doge is going to zero. It's like, it's actually impossible. It's impossible for Dogecoin to go to zero. It really is. It'll be around forever now, unless like the power grid, right, and energy like completely is gone, right? And then, of course, you and I aren't here either if that happens. So, but until then, everybody in crypto should have a support animal. Agree. Not right? Not right, buddy. Oh. Doge is still at the point. You guys bought too high. But is it too high? In 4 years, Dogecoin could be $5. Who knows? Could be. Allergic to cats? So you have a cat, but the cat stays outside? Mm-hmm. Mine the coin, wait for the coin to go on exchange, sell the coin, repeat. You know, it's that, it's the Dogecoin as a proof of work cryptocurrency. It's going to keep churning out new coins. William bought more Chainlink. it's a dip. Somebody said, Kriss always says buy the dips. And I'm like, no, I don't say that. I say dollar cost average, buy and hold. But we don't know whether it's going up or down from here. I have no idea. I've never bought the absolute bottom, and I've never sold the absolute top. It's almost impossible to do that. You asleep? Think he's asleep. You have a gecko. Yeah. Tom Lee says that Bitcoin is going to reach a new all-time high in December this year. Well, Tom Lee has changed that today. I heard that he's talking now about like January 2026 because it ain't happening this month. It ain't happening this month. But we've talked about Tom Lee, in my opinion of Tom Lee. He's got so much skin in the game, right? His company holds so much Ethereum that he actually needs the Ethereum price to go up. So he's going to continue to be a permabull because he has a direct interest in that. So I don't believe anything Tom Lee says. Is he richer than me? Sure. Awesome. But is he righter than me? Not necessarily. How was the KrissPax meeting? Was there a meeting? Hey, Handy Dan, how are you? 4 Aussies, 2 cats, 20 chickens. You have to work to feed your animals. I know, right? You got quite a little zoo there, don't you? Right? Nothing has changed. Bitcoin is still the same Bitcoin. Dogecoin is still the same Dogecoin. It's just the manipulation of the price, the economics around what's going on. Hey, Turbo. My dog lies on the floor beside me when Dogecoin goes down. She licks my feet. Ah, I love it. I love it. Bitcoin didn't actually have a price in the beginning, Maramello. There was no price. It wasn't traded. There was no exchanges, right? You just mined it and you collected it. And eventually some people started like posting on bulletin boards, like how to trade Bitcoin for other things. And eventually you could actually sell Bitcoin. The only way to do it was to actually meet the person. So you could transfer the Bitcoin from your wallet to their wallet and they could give you the money for it. So that's how Bitcoin started. But there was no price of Bitcoin. And then there's the famous story of Laszlo, right? Who spent however many, like 10,000 Bitcoin for 2 pizzas, right? That old story, right? That was the first known Bitcoin transaction, was that. And of course, that 10,000 Bitcoin today is worth like so much money. But at the time, there was no price. There was no how much was Bitcoin. But once it could actually be used, right, to buy things, then it had a use case. It didn't before that. Satoshi made it. Satoshi made it so that it could be an e-cash, but there was no way to actually use it. And eventually, a big exchange was formed. But guess what? It was Mt. Gox. And what happened to Mt. Gox? Right? What happened to the exchange? So that's the thing is all the bad actors started showing up because all of a sudden Bitcoin had value. Bad actors showed up, started scamming people. What happened to Mt. Gox? That was the crash of 2014 because people couldn't access their Bitcoin anymore. They were holding on that exchange. All right. Tom Lee's a permabull because he's got so much money in the game. And he will always be that. And because he's rich, right? He gets to go on CNBC and all those, right? And talk about how great crypto is. But he doesn't know what the price is going to do tomorrow either. He has no idea. William bought some Solana at 178, sold at 250. Nothing wrong with taking a profit. I bought Sol when it was below 100. So did I. I bought Solana at $18. Summer of 2023. I think it was about $18 I bought Solana. And then I sold it when it was like $30. I took the profit and I bought Cardano at 24 cents. And then Cardano went to $1 and I eventually sold the Cardano too. But if I had kept that Solana, I would have made more money. Who knows? Who knows? Joseph, how are you? Been DCAing since 2021. Yep, you've been here since then too. I know. Even though Doge is looking sad, I'm still up 191%. DCA works. Kriss is wild in real life. Yeah, Charlotte. Of course. Jason just keeps buying 2,000 more. Right. You could sell Bitcoin on the streets. Crazy. I've reminded Ryan to go eat pizza. Yeah, it wasn't worth anything back then. Breaking. President Trump says he knows who he will pick. Yeah, it's going to be Kevin Hassett. I've been talking about it for a week. We all know. It's already out there. Hey, Anthony, good morning. I know, War Blaster, those two, right? Those two. Those two. Yes, PaxCat runs the house. We just say he owns the house, really. It's not ours. Jay Niels, buying on the dip. Cheers, how are you? Are we getting hopium today? Are we facing reality that crypto ain't going nowhere today? Yeah, Anthony, you should watch the first 10 minutes. Just scroll back and watch the first 10 minutes and you'll get my spiel. I'm not going to go through it again. Did Chase really have something to do with it? I heard the news and I was just like, no. People are trying to make stuff up now and trying to, no. I went through on the 11th and the 12th, all the data around the crypto crash. Binance, Wintermute. It wasn't Chase. Chase isn't in the crypto game like that. No. This is my fault. I know, right? Right. Totally my fault. But you guys somehow, right? Somehow. Oh. That Olympian gangster guy. Olympian gangster guy. See you in 4 years? Maybe. Maybe next year. Maybe in 2 weeks. We don't know. It's not somehow, it's deliberate. I mean, I just continue to show. You get tired of me talking about this CoinGlass site, looking at the heat maps, looking at the liquidations, and you just say this is almost $1 billion. This is almost $1 billion. The exchanges aren't messing around. That's real money to them. $970 million in liquidations. And someone says, oh, how do you know those are real trades? I don't. It can all be fugazi. It could all be made up. But I kind of don't think so. I kind of don't think so. This is real money. And it's just funny when these liquidations happen, you see these big drops in price, right? This price movement is not made up. It's actually happening. It's actually happening. The price dropped. How did the price drop? Somebody sold. Why did they sell? Because they took out the leverage trades. They took out the leverage trades. Where are the leverage trades? We look on the heat map. There's an API for that. They print that information. It's public. Even with Bitcoin price going back up, right? Here's new leverage trades right here. There's already $44 million here at 83,600. New leverage trades. They don't like that. Ryan Wedding, a former Canadian Olympic snowboarder, has been charged with running a transnational drug trafficking enterprise that allegedly used cryptocurrency to launder money. Yeah, a lot of people do that. He started this. What did he start? The use of crypto for illegal activities? There was the whole Silk Road thing, right? Remember Silk Road? Remember the guy who went to jail for like 10 years? Ross Ulbricht, right? It's obvious the market is being manipulated, and you really think it's a bear market. Yep. Extreme fear. And we've got our indicators, because we have them, and we do look at them just to show what's going on in the market, right? And we look at where these numbers are. And we were just looking at the weekly, right? 50-week moving average. The numbers don't lie. Now it's at the 100. If we change the yellow line from a 200 to a 100, and we look at the 100-week moving average, right? Because people are doing this. That's right where we are. Look at that. You can't make this up. 100-week moving average. That's what the price hit. That's all circumstance. But some say, oh, Hit the 100-week moving average. That's the bottom. It's going to go up from here, right? So easy. Maybe. And maybe not. Maybe it's going to go lower. But that's pretty bearish right there. You get extreme fear. You get big selling. Price going down. Definition of a bear market. I think there will be a relief rally. We've seen it in the past. Doesn't mean it will absolutely happen, but that's what this white arrow represents, is the possibility of a relief rally, which has happened. Late 2021 into early 2022, same thing happened. After Bitcoin hit an all-time high of 69K, it did something similar to this. Then it comes up, it retests the 50-week moving average, and then goes lower. Most likely, that's what's going to happen. I know, $1 billion, right? It is Cyber Monday. It is Cyber Monday. You can still buy Ledger wallets on sale. Did you guys know that? Ledger wallets still on sale. Cyber Monday, last day of the big sale. Just letting you know. You can use my link below if you're looking for a crypto hardware wallet. You get the Nano S Plus, the one that I have right here, for only $59 plus $10 of free Bitcoin. If you get the Nano S Plus. The Nano X is half off, $74 for a Nano X. You'll never get a price better than that, $74 for the Nano X. And if you want to do the Flex, because you want like something you can tap on, a little easier to use, $249, but then you get $70 of Bitcoin. So that means it only ends up costing what, $180 for the Ledger Flex. So check that out. You can use the link in the description below. I get a little tiny bit of a commission if you use my link to buy one of these. But it's what I use. I'm not one who's here on YouTube, right? That's just selling everything, right? I only sell the stuff that I actually use, and a Ledger is one of those things. And it is Cyber Monday. So just letting you know, there's a sale going on. There's a sale. $86,400 for one Bitcoin, 13.5 cents for one Dogecoin right now. We're up 1% in the past hour. Yay, Jason, of course. Woo! We're so back. Why would Coinbase tell me to say that? Stock, boom. What? People are blaming Japan. All right. You can blame whatever you want. It doesn't matter. It's not Japan's fault crypto prices are down. The downfall. Some people think the market moves only to grab their own personal trades when it's actually the price around the entire world. Yes, that is true. Is the Fed speech tonight a nothing burger? Yes. Yes. The only one that matters is next Wednesday, the 10th. That's the only one that matters. Powell isn't going to say anything tonight that's going to be of anything of significance. It's just a speech. He's not announcing he's resigning. He's not going to talk about how many more rate cuts they're going to be going. This isn't the time for that. Nope. Not necessarily stock boom. An altcoin does not need to hit a new all-time high. It doesn't. And I've talked about my theory about Dogecoin, and that 73-cent price back in 2021 was overhyped on all that Elon stuff and never should have really hit that price. But that was all the FOMO. That was all the excitement about Doge. And it's not just Dogecoin either. We've talked about others, from Algorand to Cardano to others that haven't revisited new all-time highs, and they don't have to for various different reasons. So, yep. Hey, Kronos, don't forget, smash the likes, subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. Appreciate that. You're watching this H-bar trading thing with signals trading on its own. I have no idea. Guaranteed not to be 100% accurate. We all don't know anything stock boom. We all know TA can be manipulated, and that doesn't mean it's a bear market. Whatever. I talked about MicroStrategy earlier, Anthony. I already covered it. Michael Saylor is looking out for his best interests, and he will say what he needs to say to continue to try and get the Bitcoin price to go up. If he was so worried about the price, he should be buying on the open market, not doing OTC buys. He should just go onto Coinbase and start buying real Bitcoin on an exchange. But he doesn't. I blame the people blaming Japan. Will Elon ever pump Doge? I don't know what Elon's doing. He had a perfect opportunity the other day to say Dogecoin, and he didn't. He just said Bitcoin. I don't know. Elon lives in Elon's world. Right now, he's all about X, what's going on there, trying to maintain free speech around the world. He's really interested in what's going on in the UK right now. He thinks he can help make a difference there, which I think is a good thing. But he's making Tesla cars, and he's shooting rockets up, into space and doing all that stuff too. So is Elon going to pump Doge? He's a little busy. December 3rd is the Ethereum Fusaka upgrade. Last time there was an upgrade, it didn't do anything. Again, the market makers and the exchanges control the market. There are bigger things going on than the Ethereum Fusaka upgrade. I don't think that's enough to cause ETH to go on a big run. Needs something more than that. A lot of coins hit new all-time highs, and others didn't for various reasons. So, yep. But I like your positive attitude, like no way, right? I'm just saying what I see, right? And I say there's one catalyst still out there which can pump Dogecoin. I didn't say it's over. Right? I didn't say it's over. Why do I show this every live stream, this X Money page? Why do I show this every live stream? And these guys will tell you, I show this every live stream, right? Because this is still a thing that can pump Dogecoin. So I don't say it's over. I haven't said that. We can still be in a bear market like we were in 2022 when Elon bought Twitter and Dogecoin doubled in price. Yeah, Dogecoin doubled in price in the middle of a bear market because there was a catalyst, something happened. And so this is still a thing. But overall, crypto is in a bear market. Yes, crypto is in a bear market. Look at the Dogecoin chart. I mean, that's pretty bad. Since September 13th, Dogecoin is down 56%. I mean, come on. The past doesn't lie, right? It's down 56%. A 50%, 56% drawdown in 2.5 months. That's pretty bearish. Anthony, I'm holding whatever crypto I have and have withdrawn my cash from my crypto account. I will not buy a single crypto anymore. Just wait for it to reverse. And it might do that. And I do think we'll still have some kind of relief rally in the crypto market. But at the moment, what are we seeing? Drawdown after drawdown after drawdown after drawdown after drawdown. That's the market we're in right now. There's no reversal yet. Nope, didn't get my miner. And I reached out to ElphaPex again. Nothing confirmed. Nothing confirmed. Yep, every live stream now. I just keep bringing it up to myself as a reminder that Doge can do crazy things. And this is the thing that's still there. So I made a price prediction video this morning, as Matt very clearly pointed out the other day and ruined my surprise, that I've got 2 price predictions for Dogecoin. One with X money and one without. Yes. Still there. Still there. Because that's the way it is. Doge is at 13 cents. It is what it is. Many in social media have tried all sorts of hopiums to ignite the alts to no avail. In my opinion, this X money hopium will be a nothing burger. Again, Dogecoin on something that is involved with Elon Musk, that's different. That's different. Evening. Have they offered a refund? Ryan, I never said I actually paid money, right? It is ridiculous, though, because they did say it was shipped and they did say it was being held in customs. And now I'm like, yeah, maybe not. Maybe not. Wait another 4 years. No, I know the feeling, right? I view Bitcoin as a chick, random emotions, different personalities. Oh. Now I'm pushing for the future DG2, the next version of Home Miner. I'm like, okay, guys, at this point, you should just send me the new one when it comes out. Gene bought more Doge and Pepe. A lot of people buying on dip still. Of course, Ryan, naturally. Naturally. And I've got a whole set of videos all set up to make on the receiving of it, the unboxing of it, the setting it up, right? All ready to go. Bitcoin's bipolar because of that. Yeah, I agree. 100%. 100%. Even our stock trader, Joanna, bought more Bitcoin today. Wow. So bought a little crypto, huh? It's not all stocks with you. Is PopCat a good coin? PaxCat left, so we can't get his input on this. But I'll tell you, I ain't buying this. I'm not buying this. PopCat. Let's see how much it's down since September 13th high. 69%. 69. And that's even a bigger drop than when it was up here in July, and it came down 80%. And people wonder if we're in a bear market. It's like almost every alt is down significantly from the middle of this year, or go back to January 1st. And I mean, draw whatever lines you want. It's down. 2025 has not been a good year for alts. It just is what it is. 9 cents for PopCat. The last time it was 9 cents was when it launched. April 2024. So you can buy PopCat right now, and you will have bought PopCat for a lower price than 99% of all purchases over the past year and a half, if you buy PopCat now. So, do you believe in this thing, or is it dead? Well, it'll never be dead, right? They don't die. But if you buy PopCat right now, you will be buying at a lower price than 99% of all purchases in PopCat's history. But that doesn't mean it's going to go back up. $2. $2 a year ago for PopCat. $2. And now it's 9 cents. Dogecoin only hit 48 cents a year ago, and it's trading now at 13 cents. Costs more for a Dogecoin than a PopCat, yet PopCat was trading at $2 a year ago. That's crazy. Around town, how are you? If I did, or if I was inclined in a bear market, my answer would be to resolve this as a Bob Marley would. Don't worry, be happy. Right? Because what else can you do? Live life. I know, no volume. That's correct. That's why it keeps going down. It's not going to go up just by you buying or me buying or any of us buying. Exactly. And that other guy was wondering why I think we're in a bear market. I mean, lots of economic news. Yes, RR, but does it really mean anything? No. You're bipolar. I thought you were more stocks, though. Well, DW, it was either, because I know you got your miner. It's either something with USA Customs or they never sent one. They never sent one. In January, some were talking about ETFs, like they were going to be a big catalyst. X money is different. If you think it's not doing anything with X money, then you don't know Dogecoin, Benny. Then you don't know Dogecoin. I didn't say the ETFs were going to pump Dogecoin. I never said that. I said it was a thing, and it would be interesting to see institutions buying Dogecoin, of which there hasn't been a lot so far, like $2 million worth. That's nothing. Hey, DC Bundles, how are you? $2026 could be better. We don't know. Are the cycles still going to be a thing or not? Bundles thinks it's a blessing, buying on a dip. Is crypto considered risky because no one can predict the future? Things like October 10th can happen. Yep. If so, then it seems disappointing would be a better word than risky. No, still risky, Matt, because it could still go way up. Well, thank you very much. Appreciate that. Appreciate that very much. Some people just dip in, never been here before, and then they just blame me for everything. I'm just like, all right, whatever. Whatever. Yeah. There has to be losers and winners. And right now, the exchanges and the market makers are winning and the investors are losing. That's what's going on. William, you bought some PopCat. So you have bought PopCat for a lower price than 99% of all purchases of PopCat in its entire history. I don't know what's going to happen, but go for it. Go for it, Will. You like stocks, but crypto goes up and down all day. I know stocks are kind of boring after you're in the crypto market. Stocks tend to be boring then. Your other portfolio, your hobby portfolio. Does Joanna know you have two portfolios? A lot of people trade crypto, that's for sure. No, I wasn't. I said the grayscale was a big deal because of the grayscale name. I did not say the price was going to spike up. That there's a difference there. Stocks close, right? Well, there's an aftermarket right now. Things are trading aftermarket slowly right now. Stock market was mostly down today. Crypto's risky because of the asset itself. Nothing solid you can hold on to. No earnings, no dividends, no shareholders. Yeah, that's the Warren Buffett view of Bitcoin, right? Not going to buy Bitcoin. What would I do with it? You can't. It's nothing. I can see Kriss coming back to these days in the future with his circle saying this was a gift. No, I'm not saying that right now. It's not the same. I said Dogecoin was a gift 2 years ago when it really was, or just over a year ago. I promised $1 million put in my life savings. I promised. Am I buying any? Nope. I'm not buying any crypto right now. I'm not buying anything right now. I got to pay my taxes from all my gains. Got a big tax bill. I'm not buying right now. Stocks are sus. Crypto markets never close. Green onions versus garlic, DB. That's deep. Yippee, 2 portfolios. There you go, Joanna. Yep. Goose. Yeah. Turns around, walks back out. Yeah, tomorrow's another day, right? What's this 13-cent nonsense? Nope. I'm saying 2 different things, Anthony, between Grayscale and X Money. I said X Money is not going to have Dogecoin on it, but yet Dogecoin price will pump. The Grayscale ETF, I said, is a big thing because Grayscale has a lot of influence behind it, but it wasn't going to pump the price of Dogecoin. So, and I could probably go back and find a quote for myself saying exactly that because that's what I think. And so that's what I said. You have zero faith in Doge or XRP? Bear markets can do that. The whole ETF rollout thing did get strangled because of the government shutdown. The SEC wasn't in business, and it just didn't roll out very well. Hey, Chaos Boy, checking in. Glad to see you all chasing in a bear market. Not me. But I get it why people do. Not natural. Surely the Patriots beat the Giants today. Well, you know, Ryan, upsets do happen. You can't assume. But Patriots at home against the Giants, bet on the Pats tonight. I did say that. But if you bet on the Pats tonight, good luck. Garlic for the win? Yeah, I think so too. Better than the green onions. I'd go for the garlic too. Did you sell any? The last crypto I sold was the end of January 2025. I haven't sold any since. I've done, well, I take that back. I did sell Peak when Peak did a little spike up to 8 or 9 cents, whatever that was. Went up 20% in a day. So I sold that. And there's a couple other like Pump.fun I sold on a spike over the summer, but I haven't sold anything lately. I just right now it's like it's all going to be round trip until the next bull market. What I have left. Again, it's only about 15% of what I have or what I had is still in the market. The other 85% of my whole portfolio was sold between last November and January. I sold 85% of my overall portfolio. Have to have the right mindset for crypto. Take the time to read, listen, Psychology of Money. See, bundles. No, people don't want to do that. They just want to buy it, have the price go up and become rich. They don't want to have to do any work. They don't want to do any research. No. They just want to get rich. They don't want to hear anything about tough times. Tough times, no. Just easy money, easy. Just buy crypto, it goes up, become rich. Garlic. Definitely garlic. Got a lot of garlics. Yeah, you figured that, TB. Patriots all the way. You know what? The KrissPax portfolio, Jason, is still up double. After all of this, it's still double. I can show you. Here it is. After all of this, it's still $20,000. I put in 10,000. It's still double. 20,000. I still have most of this. The Dogecoin, I trimmed some of that down, actually. Because if you remember, I was giving out Dogecoin. Remember that? But if I still had it all, this would be, double, $20,000. It's all when you buy. But yeah, the DCA worked, still up double. With all the bearishness going on right now, this portfolio is still double. Yep. Blue Origin is going to put Fartcoin on the moon. That's a joke, right? Blue Origin isn't even going to the moon. They can't even get out into real space. They just go up into the atmosphere wherever, and Katy Perry and the like is like, oh, I'm in space. Oh. And then it lands and she gets out and kisses the ground like, oh. Oh. You've had more luck with your college football parlays? Yeah, any gambling on sports is tough. But I'm glad some people are doing okay. Dogecoin XRP will do great in the future. Just gonna wait. Yazursky. I got a do only good everyday tat. Awesome. Love it. Now there's commitment. There's commitment right there. Do only good everyday tat. Love it. Love it. Big money is in stocks and gold. Both are holding, trading near their highs, not falling, while crypto is trying to look for lows. And why do you think that is? Why do you think that is? Hate to sound like a broken record, but you bet on 12 games and you won on 10 of them? That's pretty good odds. And of course, Sorak is right? You look at the Bitcoin chart and then you go, well, Bitcoin just keeps going up. Bitcoin just keeps going up and up and up, right? This is how it's been since 2012. It just goes up and up and up. So yeah, he's right. Does this mean it keeps going up? We don't know. But if you look at the past, it's always gone up. These vertical blue lines are the halving years. About every 4 years, there's a halving. Turns out to actually be more like 3 years and 11 months, which is my new thesis, right? Of bull markets. 3 years, 11 months. But yes, this is what has happened in Bitcoin's history. You could have bought Bitcoin in 2015 for about $300 a Bitcoin. $300 a Bitcoin in 2015. just 10 years ago. Is Charlotte lost? I missed that. You picked everything right yesterday. Wow, Ryan. Well, Ryan, if you're going to go to Manchester, you have to time it around the game. And she has to get tickets. How much Dogecoin did I keep when I round tripped it? That was 500,000 Doge that I bought in January 2021. Was 500,000 Doge, and I round tripped that, and then sold for 42 cents. Jason, good show as usual. Thank you. Am I right in saying that when the price goes down, the hash rate on the miners increases? I don't really follow the hash rate that much. I just know that even when the price was going up, the hash rate was going up. So there's been more competition happening in mining. Let's look at the Dogecoin hash rate. We can see the Dogecoin hash rate here. Right there. Doesn't matter the price, it just keeps going up. Price has gone down since September. Hash rate has gone up. But even when the price was going up, let's say here from October 2024 to December 2024, hash rate was also going up. So the hash rate just keeps going up, regardless of the price. It just keeps going up. If the Fed cuts 25, wouldn't that change the market since it went down due to AI bubble concerns and no rate cut talk? Nope. Doesn't mean that. Sometimes the price goes up after a 25 basis point rate cut. Sometimes it goes down. It can do either. There's not a direct correlation between interest rates and price. It's all the sentiment of how everyone feels. Remember December a year ago, Powell said there was a rate cut. And Powell said, yeah, I don't know if we're going to have as many rate cuts in 2025 as we had originally planned or whatever. And the market's tanked. But then sometimes we get a rate cut and the price go up. Doge, even with X money thing, will be nothing bigger. That's your opinion. We'll see. I bought some Doge on the moon. My hopium is Trump will recklessly push out liquidity to pump all the markets to make the economy look good. Yeah, we might still have an elevated stock market. He doesn't care about the crypto market. He doesn't care at all about the crypto market. It's all about the stock market. A tattoo, Ryan? A tattoo? What tattoo are you getting? Crypto is growing crazy in India as well, even with heavy taxation on earnings. Well, that's good to hear. I thought India was still anti-crypto, if the government was. The Blue Origin New Glenn made it to space. Basically another Falcon 9 with the first stage being reusable. Interesting. Well, that's progress. Hey, Raiden, how are you? No, party's still going on. Nine-game moneyline parlay for rivalry week and hit on them all. Nice. That's hard to do. The special message was basically the first like 15, 20 minutes, and Kriss went on a rant at the beginning of the live stream. I did a rant. You were doing drugs in 2015. I was busy raising kids and all caught up in family life. Just didn't have a clue about Bitcoin in 2015. Not a clue. 20 years from now, it just keeps going up. Jason, I wish that were true, but you know what I've talked about. The heaviness of the market cap will keep it from keeping going up like it has in the past. I think we're still early in this whole crypto thing. And the biggest percentage gains may have been behind us. No idea how low it can go, Bureau Vinci. Right now, I've called for 9.5 cents. I can get tickets easily, she says. Easily. Yeah, there it is, 9.5 cents, like RR says. Yep. See, some people remember what I say. Other people think they remember what I say, but don't really. And say things about me that aren't true. Wish I bought back then, me too. I crashed the market. Yep, it was all me. Bundles is buying more Doge. I don't think Trump still cares about crypto. Not only Barron, but obviously Eric and Don Jr. are all in the crypto game, but he can't even control it. I told you who controls the crypto market. It's not Trump. It's tough to be hopeful for the future. Extreme fear is back. Right. He only claimed to care about crypto to get the votes. Right? That's all he cared about. All about the votes. You're getting Doge on one arm, XRP on the other. Oh. All the emotions are out now. Now the normal life can start. Hey, we've been going up the whole time. I've been ranting and raving. We've got green candles, so woohoo, let's go. We should do the 1 minute chart, right? Let's go. Look at crypto. It's just up. Look at this. Look at this chart. It's just up, up, up. Let's go. It's getting harder to make gains. No, it isn't. Look, it's going up. Look at that. Why is Tron holding on? Yeah, someone asked about Tron earlier. We talked about that, Raiden. I think it's just because Tron is used so much. Like you can get Tether on the Tron network and you have to use Tron as gas in order to move it around. Tether gets used all the time worldwide, not so much here in the United States, but worldwide, definitely. And a lot of people use Tron. It's just the way it is. So Tron tends to hold up pretty well. Elon could control it. Yes. It's updated, I don't know, every hour or 2 hours on what I see on X. But I imagine there's something somewhere that's actually live, right? If we go to, well, that's the Bitcoin one, right? There's a Dogecoin one too, but Bitcoin Fear and Greed Index, right? How often is it updated? I don't know. The next update will happen in 1 hour, 18 minutes. How about that? The next update will be 1 hour and 18 minutes from now. So every 2 hours, every 4 hours, I don't know when this one was generated. It doesn't give a time. But that's where it comes from, is this site called alternative.me. We're back in extreme fear. And then in 1 hour and 17 minutes, we'll see where we are. A Vanguard announcement. About what? About Dogecoin? I'll assume it's Dogecoin. See what happens. Nope. Nothing today about Dogecoin Vanguard. So I'll just go to Vanguard now. See what's the top. Starting tomorrow, Vanguard will allow ETFs and MFs tracking Bitcoin and select other cryptos to begin trading on their platform. They cite how the ETFs have been tested, performed as designed through multiple periods of volatility. So Vanguard is basically going to have all of its brokerage clients have access to crypto ETFs. Okay. It's a possibility for more buying. Look at this green market. Woo! Love the minute chart. Look at that. We started the live stream right here. And since the live stream started, we are up over 1.5%. Look at that. Let's go. Let's go. Buffett is still old and rich. Yeah. But Bitcoin has no value. He doesn't care. He's old and rich. Yeah, what's going to happen? Is Verstappen going to pull out a miracle? One of my sons is big into F1. Is Verstappen going to do it? I thought he was completely counted out. Sees the minute chart and turns around to come back in. I mean, look at this. It's like awesome. Look at the minute chart. It just up and up and up. Just stay live for about 100 hours. If only that it worked that way, right? Yeah, minute chart's awesome, right? Look at this. Just keeps going up. Looks like we're in a bull run. It looks like we're in a big bull run right now. Goose? Are those fighting words? I don't know what IMSA-WAC is. But if you're saying it's better than F1, you'll get a lot of F1 fans upset. But look at this. It's spiking up. We're going to the moon. Spiking up. Hey, Matt, not sure if you already answered this, but when you had to round trip it, how much of your crypto was on the platforms? At that time, all of my Doge was still on Robinhood. I didn't move it off until, when did I get this ledger? Early 2023. So about 2 years later, I moved it off Robinhood. And then I slowly was putting more money onto Robinhood to buy more crypto. And I put some on Webull where I had stocks, and that's where I bought all that Tesla stock. And I just, of course, stock you just hold on the exchange as well. But I had more Doge, I had Sheep, I had Pepe, I had, what else did I have on Robinhood? Ethereum Classic and Avalanche. That was all on Robinhood. And that was all to sell as soon as the price went up. And on Coinbase is where I did the rest of my big trading. And most of that ended up either in Exodus wallet or my ledger. Exodus for the staking. So Solana, Cardano, VeChain, and Algorand all went to Exodus wallet. And I did all the staking there. So that's what I did. To the moon. Moon bond. Yeah, I don't really follow F1. My son does, so I don't know what's going on with all of this. I don't know. You'd like to see Bitcoin have a long bull run? Well, you just bought some more, so yes, of course you would. But yeah, I don't follow F1. You've been looking forward to the bear market. When do we start buying? We start buying next about a year from now. Right, about a year from now. We'll have gone through the midterms. Most likely the Democrats are going to control Congress. That's what I say. But who knows? Who knows? That's a good question. I don't know. I think he likes Norris. He talks about Norris a lot. Is that good or bad? I don't know. But he talks about Norris. I don't know who that is. That's what I remember. Is that a good thing? I know, so long, so far away. So far away. Oh, Norris is the one who's in the lead. Okay. Yeah, I think he's a Norris fan. But he's the one who told me about some penalties or something that a team got, like two DQs, which allowed Verstappen to like gain, and like Verstappen's now like in second. Is that right? Because of the DQs. McLaren drivers, yeah. Yeah. You think Norris will win? Mm-mm. The floor plank was too worn. The floor plank was too worn. Oh my God. I don't understand, but I remember NASCAR when I used to follow that, right? Drivers would get DQ'd for little things. Wow. Yeah, the two DQs. He told me that. I did hear that. When Doge dollar? Awesome question. Celante. When Doge a dollar? It would be nice if this were the bottom of a bear market. Yes, it would be nice, but I don't expect that. Unfortunately, I don't expect that. If the bull market can end like this, the bear market may end higher than expected. Depends on who's expecting what, Jason, right? There's a lot of people calling for 5 cents, 2 cents, even lower for Doge, especially if we continue to be in extreme fear and so much money is still going into all these other shit tokens, millions and millions of other crap tokens being made. That's less for Doge. So yeah. Batman's here. Well, you weren't here for the past, what, 2 hours? So you come in here and you make a comment like that, you're an idiot. So there. You want to spice up the chat a little bit, ask some questions? You're free to do that. But we've been here grinding for almost 2 hours. So whatever. Whatever, dude. Your buy is set to 10 cents. We may hit 10 cents. When Doge dollar, when Lambo, when Moon. I know, Goose, right? Like I have all the answers. Is there a way to save taxes on profits? Great question. In a week, I'm going to have my crypto tax live stream. In just over a week, the epic yearly crypto tax live stream on the KrissPax channel is coming. Save taxes on profits. Well, the first, and I'll only talk about the United States because I don't know every other country, right? I don't know all the tax rules of all the different countries around the world. But on the United States, the first thing is hold for more than a year. That's how you can save your taxes on profits, is hold for more than a year. So all of the crypto you bought in 2023, if you're selling in 2025 for profit, then it's a long-term capital gains tax, not a short-term capital gains tax. That's the number one thing. If you keep flipping crypto all the time, short-term, then you're going to be paying the largest tax on your profits. That's the number one rule. We'll talk about more stuff next week. Yes, crypto tax, epic crypto tax live stream next week. We need a big move of money coming into alts. It's not happening anytime soon. Don't be too harsh. He's Batman after all. Batman. Na 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 Batman. Crypto tax, they owe you. Took a beating this year. Yeah. You need more pasta? Of course, Joanna. Can't make that pasta salad without the pasta. You've been holding everything for more than a year. But you keep doing new buys, though, Ryan. So you can't sell any of that until you've held it for at least a year. I've not been buying. I'm saving everything now to pay my taxes. And I still think prices are going to go lower. Just not today, because we're on a bull run on the 1 minute chart. For those just coming in, this is the 1 minute chart. And since I started the live stream, we've done nothing but go up. So I started 1 year ago during the high, currently down 50%. It is what it is. The crypto gods felt Kriss's wrath. Yeah. Once gold and silver start falling, then we might see more money coming into crypto. Right now, it's very negative. Can we rebound? Yeah, I'm still calling for a relief rally, but not a complete rebound. And it's just because we've done it before. It all depends on like how much of these shorts that they want to get, right? They want the price to come up at least to get like $88,000 Bitcoin to get $55 million. Or do they want to come all the way up to 89,000 to grab another $50 million, right? This is just on the most recent new leverage trades. Because they can do that, right? You get a rebound going, they're going to take out shorts. And then they're going to dump it and take out more of the longs. That's what I see happening. Philly Mike is buying. I know, Charlotte, the 1 minute chart. Oh no. Big pullback on the 1 minute. Oh no. If you're sponsored by exchanges, their interest is not retail making money. It's retail selling at the bottom and losing money. This is the problem with influencers. No, the exchanges just want trading, right? They just want the volume of trading. That's all they care about. And taking out the leverage trades. If they allow leverage trading on their platform, they do want to take that out. Influencers, they don't. They just want users on their exchange to trade. The more trading that goes on their exchange, the more money they make. You'll be buying more. DCA down. Tau coin. I don't follow Tau. I have no idea. Is it 50 cents, $5, $50? I have no idea. BitTensor. Wasn't this supposed to be the big AI thing? Wasn't BitTensor one of those AI coins? It's $265. BitTensor. So they had a big spike here on the 1st of November up to $540. And they have pulled back quite a bit since then. So this is after October 10th. This one did go up, didn't it? Quite a bit. But since that high, it dropped 50%. Yikes. Now it's at a price it hasn't seen since April, after the April drop. Yeah, I think if I remember, Bitenzer was, this is one of those AI things, right? Which I don't know what crypto does with AI. I don't know how that works, but overall, it's still, you know, lower highs. This was a big drop in April, so definitely up from that. Something like that, right? So, I mean, it's much higher than it was on the April low, where Doge is almost equal to where it was. It's still up like 45% from its April low. And Doge is almost even with its April low. So it's holding up pretty well. And yeah, after October 10th, it actually went up. It's one of the few. Most of them were in those sideways boxes, but this actually went up quite a bit. So yeah, there may be something here. This is looking okay despite the overall negative sentiment in the market. Good luck with Bitenzer. That actually looks pretty decent comparatively, but again, if we're in a bear market, most cryptos are going to go down. So just have to be watchful for that. Right, take out the shorts and leave the longs alone. It should do that. It should do that. But yeah, there's not a lot of liquidity. You're right, Wonderlust. You're absolutely right. There's not a lot of liquidity coming into crypto. And with extreme fear still, the sentiment is bad. Crypto will never replace gold. You can't even wear it. I like that. Right. I didn't say it never goes up. I'm calling for a relief rally. It is going to go up. Don't LOL me, buddy. Don't do that. You're not paying attention to what I'm saying. Doge's April low is a key. That's a key point. I kind of compare everything to that for the short term. And then the big wick on the liquidity drop on October 10th. Those are two key things. So 13 cents for the April low, and then 9.5 cents on the bottom of that Doge wick on Binance. Those are key numbers for Doge. Mm-mm-mm. 30 cents is so far away. I know. Let's go back to the upside down version of the chart. That just that's weird when people post those inverse charts. People would still be disappointed even on the inverse chart. I know, buddied. The buddy word. That's true, Raiden. You could wear a ledger around your neck and it can hold more value than any gold you can carry. That is absolutely true. That's absolutely true. So if we went to the daily chart on Dogecoin, and then we did the inverse. You guys ready for this? There it is, the inverse chart. From 48 cents down here, all the way up to 13 cents in April. This is weird. This is like, it's weird seeing this upside down. Oh, the magnet didn't even turn around on the inverse chart. Yeah, it kind of looks like we're on a big run, doesn't it? Since September. With a big wick up. That is weird to see. Doesn't it, Charlotte? It's like, wait, what chart is that? What chart is that? All right, that's enough of that. Boom. There we go. Yes, see, boom, boom, out go the lights. Relief rally. Here's my, I mean, this is, I've had this on here for a month. I'm not so dumb. I've always said the market doesn't always go down. Buddy. Snoop Dogg wears a ledger. Oh, Flavor Flav size. Yes. Everybody look at me. The red box for BTC yesterday jinxed BTC right out of it. You went away. Everything tanked. Blame Kriss. Hashtag blame Kriss. Yep. That was this little box here that I drew. I was hoping it would stay up there. Right? And look what happened. Nope. Rip magnet. Yeah. Rip. Goose. You're in, you're out, you're in, you're out. Come on, play the game. Amazon stock I saw was up today, $233. They always do well right before Christmas. Everybody's buying on Amazon. Nobody goes to the store anymore. Just sit on your couch and order from Amazon, right? Come on, everybody all at once. Who do we blame? Thank you. Thank you very much. Chuck likes the 1 minute chart. Yeah, 1 minute chart is over now. It's dropping. We had our fun. Big drop on the 1 minute chart. We're below the 50-minute moving average. Oh no, we just dropped below the 50-minute moving average. Oh no, bear market. Ryan, the bear market is back on the minute chart. We just broke the 50-minute moving average. Oh no. Stores are so 2000s. Remember getting up early on Black Friday, right? 6 in the morning, going into the stores, buying all the deals. Now it's just like Amazon. But now you got to be prime. You got to be prime for so many of the deals. And it's just like, really? Why do you have to be prime? It's like, well, glad you've been around prior. Thank you. Thanks for the support. It's been a lively couple hours, hasn't it? It's been rather lively. Yeah, Joanna, I mean, crypto is what it is, and I did what I did, and I made profits, and I did okay, relatively speaking. It's just some people that they either say I said things that I didn't say, or, I mean, they just don't want to learn, and they just want to be a troll and a jerk. And I'm just like, you're not gonna get anywhere that way. And I tend to kind of think that people might take a minute and ponder, think about, yeah, that might make sense. But nope, they'd rather just be a ever troll and just like, whatever, it's your life. But if you want to learn something and you want to make some money, you got to stick around. Have an open mind. Learn. I was pumping October until October 10th. Stock, boom. I was pumping October until October 10th. And all of these guys here in the chat can back me up on that. October 10th totally shook the entire market. And that's when my entire outlook changed. That's when I started making those horizontal boxes, because it then became decision time of what was going to happen. And we tracked sideways action for most cryptos for almost a month. And then it went down. And again, I showed that with these boxes. We went from the sideways purple box down to a red box, and my whole outlook changed there. So if you were here all during this time, I was not pumping the market. I wasn't pumping anything. It was totally indecision here. That's why I made these boxes to track. And it wasn't just Dogecoin. I made a box for Bitcoin that I deleted that since. ETH, Algorand, Solana, Cardano. I made purple boxes for all these because I was watching all of them do the same thing, all this sideways trading. And at that point, I was like, yeah, this market is not pumping. October 10th changed everything. And that's when I got into all the business about CZ and Binance and Wintermute and all of that. Right, Raiden. I was apologizing on October 10th live while this was happening. I was live because it was just unbelievable what was happening. And then it wasn't until after that big event that I really found out, got into the details of everything that was going on behind the scenes. Started to look at the wallets, the transactions, like all that stuff. And I talked about it on the 10th, on the 11th, I mean, the 11th and the 12th. And I went into all that detail and I was like, yeah, this market it's just not going to recover. And so I didn't turn into a bear yet. I wasn't totally convinced of a bear market until just a few weeks ago. And since then, I've been a bear. There were occasional days here I was a bear, right? We had the drop out of the purple box, right? I was a bear, made a red box, right? We tracked that. And then here again, last week, I was a bear again. And then it was like, yep, that's bear market. Totally bear market. So. But Chudwick, you do know I made $1 million on Dogecoin, right? You do know that, right? if you've been paying attention, you do know that I actually made profit of $1 million on Dogecoin, right? So you can laugh all you want, but I beat the game. You were worried about the things not being said. I remember that, Anthony. Exactly. Right? And up until October 10th, I was opposite of you. But you were right. Yep. Don't hate the player. Hate the game. A lot of people made money. Yep. Well, not as many as you think. Most lost. You're right. What was my last Dogecoin purchase? I don't remember. I don't think it was 20 cents. Might have been 17 on one of these dips back here. Yeah, it was back here. 16.5 right there. My last Dogecoin purchase was June 16.5, according to my chart here. Yep. Yeah, I wasn't buying up here in the 20s. Nope. Yeah, it all changed on October 10th. And I said it at the time. And since then, the whole market changed, except for Bitenzer, which went up, which I learned that today. That's true. But I made these boxes, and it was to track the price, what was going on. And it failed the purple box, failed the red box, and then that's it. Bear. Sorry, that's just the truth. But yes, I mean, if you look at from October 1st to October 9th, Bitcoin hit a new all-time high. Dogecoin was up 16, 17% on the month. And that was looking pretty good. That was looking pretty good. And then this happened on that Friday. No, good for you, Stock Boom. You bought Doge low. You have got more than 1 million Doge. Awesome. Good for you. I hope you're able to sell some on higher numbers than we've got right now. You might be staying at the Venetian, taking your girlfriend to see the Backstreet Boys. Hoo-hoo. Yeah, they're still touring around. Good friend of mine here is a big Backstreet Boy fan. The Venetian, they've got the best hotel rooms. Just the basic room. It's like a little suite. It's got the bed area, and then you step down into a living area, and that's the standard room. It's pretty nice. Bathrooms are all nicely detailed. Yeah. Motel 6 instead. Oh, no. No. The Venetian is worth it. If you want to impress someone, like the Venetian is so worth it. They do a really good job. DB. My. Pa, pa, pa. You guys. That's funny. Ah. All right, gang. That's what we got for today. Hey, we had a good 1 minute run, right? On the 1 minute chart. On the 4 hour chart, we've recovered from a dip, came down to 13.2. We're now at 13.6. We'll check in tomorrow and see how things are. I hope everyone has a great Monday evening. Go Pats. Yes, Monday night football. If you guys want to see the #1 quarterback in the National Football League, Drake May for the Patriots, got to watch a little football tonight, Monday Night Football. We can talk about it tomorrow if you want, or not. And we'll see where Doge is tomorrow. Everyone have a great evening. We'll see you next time.
Dogecoin, which started as a complete joke, has like skyrocketed to not a joke anymore. It hit an all-time high of almost 10 cents yesterday, but it was so minuscule you wouldn't have understood why you have millions of shares.
Didn't Elon tweet that too?
And arguably, the most entertaining outcome and the most ironic outcome would be that Dogecoin becomes the currency of Earth in the future.